and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View this evening. Just wait till I change the camera a little bit. There we go, that's better. How is everyone this evening? How are we all doing this evening? And obviously with the Celtic news that has came out today, it's going to be an interesting video. Just get that to catch up. Just turn the volume down on this so that I can see what's going on the live stream. Because as we know, we don't use any silly software on this channel. Right, let's jump into the comment section. Before we talk about any Celtic news, before we talk about any Celtic news, I did ask, well, what are people's thoughts about today? Green Machine says, he's never known a season so many players getting injured. Smell the Glove says, with injuries, etc., the day can't get any worse. Deanne says, I'm done with the club. The players been signed, the lies been given from the board and the manager. Get the board out and restart. Harsh words from Diane. Then she then went on to say, the only benefit right now is being a Celtic fan is watching this channel. Thank you. And I did not pay for that. And on the note of being paid, we have had an email from YouTube today and Amazon, and just to let you know that if you do click on the Amazon link that's on this page, it does take you through to an Amazon affiliate. So I do get a commission if you purchase anything off Amazon, and that's likewise if your videos on YouTube have any kind of promotion, you have to have in the video that it is a paid promotion. So somebody's been rather naughty and tried to report me whilst there's a few channels out there. Anyway, we move on. Who cares about the other channels? Let's do it. Hail troops. Kieran says, get the wine out, Baz. Reo's about to miss another 2 months minimum. His name is Reo and he's injured in the stands. Anyway, Maureen says, hail guys. Hopefully it's not serious, but consistent injury problems are a big concern for both Hatate and CCV, says Mike. And a minute behind. I'm always good, always positive, says CB1000. Derek says, I'm glad he's away playing golf in the sun. Spend money on another loan. Brendan Rogers out, says Paul. James Gunn, there's a lot of trying to waste in the Dominican Republic. Yep. Something today says, I know we're a charitable club, but Jesus, this is going to be a cracker tonight. An absolute cracker. Get rid of that email. Kieran says, Celtic rushed Cameron Carter-Vickers back. Japan rushed Rio back. Mike. Paul says, good night, Celtic. Hail, hail. Tam Max says, hail, hail. And William says, is it true that Norwich want $3 million for a 6-month loan stint? I'm not too sure about that now. That was what they were offering the club from Italy. Celtic went in with a loan offer, and it doesn't look like there's an option to buy, but that'll all come out in the press tomorrow. He was at Celtic, he wasn't at Celtic Park, he was at Lennox Town this afternoon, and I did put out a little short, just a little nod to the guys on another channel who tried to say that, anyway, go and watch the shot. And if you're on the live today, that was funny as anything, wasn't it? Anyway, he was at Lennox Town today. He went through his medical and everything seems fine. There was a picture, there was a video of him doing the sprints, and that's just the coaching staff. They've got to take him through that. The doctors will have him in, and then they'll get the old hammer on the knee and stuff like that. I don't think they still do that in this day and age, do they? Just to track your reactions. Anyway, we move on. Frank says we need to sell Rio and Cameron Carter-Vickers. Look, right, I have to get this one off my chest. A couple of weeks ago, the one and only Chris Sutton put out a thing saying that he thinks that and this was before he signed the contract, he said he thought that Cameron Carter-Vickers should maybe be sold this summer, and he gives his reasons why. And I followed up that with a video saying, I totally agree with Chris Sutton. I think this summer would be a good time to sell Cameron Carter-Vickers due to the lengthy contract that he had before he signed this extended 5-year deal, due to the fact that he had ongoing injuries, at the start of the season. We've never had him in the Champions League, so we don't know how good he is for Champions League level. And then yet again, he's injured with which could be a season-defining moment for Celtic. Gustav Lagerbielke is obviously, I don't know what Hamish is still doing with Celtic stuff after. Yeah, yeah, he's still doing. I'll talk about that in a second. I'll talk about that in a second. Um, yeah, so Chris Sutton did say that, and I followed it up with yes. I think that it's right that it maybe this summer might be a good time for Celtic to cash in on Cameron Carter Vickers, and I give the reasons for that because of the ongoing injuries that he's had, and I was proven correct, and that's all I'm going to say about the matter. We move on. Yeah, somebody says they didn't know Hamish was still doing Celtic stuff after he left 67 Hail Hail. Yes, Hamish is still doing Celtic stuff on another channel. They go out, they do lives at 10 o'clock in the morning, and it's a paid platform. They have lots of sponsors and stuff, and I'm not dismissing them. I mean, there's a couple of fantastic people that are on it, but they're all paid journalists, and this is YouTuber versus journalist, and that was my only thing about it today, and that's why I made that short, because they kind of dismissed the fact, that I was unreliable. I'm just a YouTuber. I'm not a journalist. This isn't. See, YouTube is not a professional platform, right? See all the journalists and all these people that are jumping onto YouTube now to try and make a name for themselves. Well, I've done YouTube for a long, long time, and my first Celtic video was Neil Lennon getting made manager, and I've done YouTube way before that and on other channels. Anyway, it was all about. It was all about the fact that it was in jest, and I did break the news that it was a done deal before it was announced anywhere else. I had that reliably informed, and I saw the video. I saw the video of the guy going through his medical at Celtic Park. So, with that being said, I thought they're on live. I'm going to jump on. I'm going to say it's a done deal. And the rest is history. We move on. Anyway, when Cameron Carter Vickers is in the squads, we'll be more confident. Kieran says Hamish, decent Ryan, greeting faced, shite. Can't stand him. He should be on. That's the drama merchant. I'm not going to disrespect any other. Well, I don't want to call them YouTubers because they're not YouTubers. They're actually journalists, and that's my only beef with anybody else. It's the journalist, and they're using YouTube as a platform. I'm a YouTuber. It's as simple as that. I am not a journalist. I'm not a journalist. I'm a YouTuber with a lot of Celtic connections that go back a lot of years. A lot of people have known through Celtic for the best part of 20 years, and more and more. And I'm just a YouTuber. I'm not a journalist, and I might be able to get some information that other people don't. And I might know people that sit in certain parts of the stadium that other people don't. But that is it. That is it. And yes. Anyway, we move on for that. I wish I would allow Pamela to go. No good for himself in every corner. You're the man. Baz says, smell the glove. Look, this is entertainment. People need to realise, right? YouTube is entertainment. And I can fully understand why people want to come on and use YouTube as a platform to go on and make their career a bit better. I totally understand that. I totally get it, right? I totally get it. But don't diss other YouTubers. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Right, let's get into some of the Celtic news. Reo Hatate walks off injured. I was watching the game today when he came off. He came off in about, I think it was about the 34th minute, 35th minute. It didn't look too serious, but it's another injury for Reo Hatate. The Japan boss has put out some kind of update this afternoon. Let's click on that. Where the hell is it? They're waiting to get a diagnosis from the doctor. It doesn't look good for Celtic. He's out injured again. Will he be out? It was a calf. He's been fully injured this season. Anyway, we move on to that. The weekend game. And we look at the weekend, look at the games that are coming up. I want to talk about that. And before we talk about Adam coming to the club and is it good enough? And I'm going to I think it's a Paddy McCourt type moment for Celtic. And that's all I'm going to say on it just now. But we'll talk about that in just a minute, so make sure you're hanging around. Aberdeen Celtic play Aberdeen this weekend. Aberdeen today sacked their manager. Aberdeen sacked their manager, and then there's been a lot of nonsense online saying that Aberdeen are now open to selling Mavovsky to Celtic. I don't believe that for 1 minute. I don't think that they're going to sack their manager and then sell their best striker. Not a chance. They didn't want to sell him to Celtic beforehand. They tried to price us at a stupid price. But anyway, Aberdeen have sacked Barry Robson, which is unfortunate. You never like to see a manager getting sacked unless it's a Sevco manager, the Rangers manager. But yeah, they're like glasses of wine. Nah, in fact, glasses of wine come along a lot better. Anyway, who cares? Aberdeen this weekend. The referees have been named, and then we've got a hard game on Wednesday, the 7th, which is Hibs away again, and then on Sunday, the 11th of February, we're away to St Mirren in the Scottish Cup. Those are three massive games for Celtic. Three massive games. They're three must-win games. We must win every single one of the away games. It is imperative that we beat St Mirren away at St Mirren in the Scottish Cup to make sure they get round to the Scottish Cup. With that being said, the referees have been announced for the trip to Aberdeen and Hibs. For the officials this Saturday, Celtic obviously have that lunchtime kick-off, and it'll be refereed by Stephen McLean, and the linesmen will be Graham Stewart, Sean Carr, Alistair Grieve will be the fourth official, and the VAR team will be Stephen Kirkland and David Room. Is it Rome or Room? I think it's Room. Anyway, that's for the Aberdeen game. Now, I think VAR might go a little bit smoother because the guy Aitken isn't in VAR for Celtic in that game. And then on the Wednesday, Celtic travel to Edinburgh to play Hibs, and Nick Walsh has been appointed the referee for that. He will be assisted by Dougie Potter, Ross McLeod on the sidelines, and Ewan Anderson will take the fourth official. Why? Well, wait a minute here, right? Hibs, Easter Road, Brendan Rodgers has never won at Hibs, and Andrew Dallas and Andrew McWilliam will be in VAR. Yes, the one and only Dallas, that his full-time job is now VAR. Right back in the summit of the lodge, VAR is down to the one and only Andrew Dallas against the Hibs game. A must-win game for Celtic, and they've got him. Anyway, just thought I'd update you with that, and I'll just close that screen down. Reo Hatate, they're waiting for a diagnosis from the doctor. Gustav Lagerbielke, the Italian club, are demanding answers for Celtic. The demanding answers. The Swedish stopper, he's desperate to leave Celtic now after, if you watch this morning's video, obviously, you remember just a few weeks ago, Brendan Rodgers did talk about the fact that he had to have difficult conversations with players. And he's obviously had that with Gustav Lagerbielke. Gustav, Gustav. I wanted them to make it at Celtic. You all know that. But Celtic have been caught short in defensive options, with Cameron Carter-Vickers being injured. The 23-year-old Swede was on the verge of joining the Serie A club. Lagerbielke is a player, and the Italian team want to know what's going on. Are they getting to sign him or not? They're ready to walk away for the deal if they don't get an answer. Lagerbielke has made it clear he is desperate for an exit from Celtic. He wants to go and resume his career, and he wants to play in Italy. He sees it as a thing that, there's a lot of players from his country have went to Italy, so it'd be easier for him. They did show they wanted him, and we're pulling the plug on it. I mean, I said in this morning's video, I feel really, really bad for the guy. I said really bad for him, but we have to look after our own club first. Now, where does that leave Lagerbielke? Well, if it's left him on the bench, he's going to feel devastated. And you just hope that Brendan Rodgers can talk him round to being professional enough to make sure that if he's kept at Celtic, it's just one of those things, isn't it? It's one of those things. Right, let's get to the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room. Yes. the left back position. I'm teasing you before I get to the striking position. Yes, with less than 24 hours to go, there's just 24, you're just over. There's just about 24 hours to go in the transfer window. It does close tomorrow evening. And we still do not have a left back in the building. We do not have a left back. Celtic are meant to be looking for a left back. And we still don't have one. Greg Taylor is out injured. Cameron Carter Vickers is out injured. With the fact that Greg Taylor is out injured, well, Bernaby is Bernaby good enough? He's improved as a player. What I will say is he has improved as a player, but Bernaby is not the answer. I'm going to say that. I will be honest. Bernaby's not the answer, but you have to. There's a saying, you have to pish with the cock you've got, is the saying. Yeah, you've got to pish with the cock you've got. And if Bernaby's still there, it's a window that's probably been one of the most disappointing windows in a very, very long time. But we will discuss that on Friday once the window has slammed shut. It doesn't close, it doesn't come down gently, it doesn't slide, it slams shut. I've been reliably told by many, 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 many people. Anyway, with the fact that Celtic haven't brought in someone yet, it looks like Celtic will be pushing the boat out. Well, push the boat out. They're going to try and get someone in on loan. The fact that we've got Adam in from Norwich, who went through his medical today at Celtic Park, and the pictures from the short will show you that. The fact that we now need a left back. The fact that we've left it so long to the end of deadline day to try and get in a left back is an indication that if you're on Twitter, I put a thing up on Twitter, and it's jobs for the boys at Celtic. So with that being said, we haven't brought in a left back. It's jobs for the boys. If you've seen the thing that I put up on Twitter, it was all about the jobs for the boys attitude at Celtic. So with that being said, let's get to the comments section. Right. Let's get back to the comment section. I'll go back a couple. Right, where will I go back to? Ewan Martin. Ewan, how Ewan boy Martin is in the house. How are you? I hope you're having a good. You're all good, mate. Hail, hail, troops. Smell the glove. Says 4 penalties for the son of a known bigot. Dallas. Yep. Danny Boy says came here hoping for some positive comments. Absolute. Danny Boy, don't listen to the comment section. Don't listen to the comment section. It's just the comment section is what it is. Alex says, I'm sick of hearing people slag off other channels. If you don't like the podcast, don't listen. At the end of the day, we're all Tims. I take it that's going on in the comments section. The window closes tonight. It doesn't. It closes tomorrow night. It closes tomorrow night. Tomorrow night it closes. Joseph Doggett said, I would like the Aberdeen striker, but I'm not holding my breath. We need a left back and a goalkeeper. Put the young boy Frame in. Yeah, I'm all with you with that, Joe. Joe Doc, I'm all with you. I think Frame should be getting a shout. And I've been a big advocate of pushing the younger players from Celtic. And I think it's something that we should be doing on a regular basis. We need to be bringing through the younger players. Kieran says, I don't understand Lager. Looks good. Brings in much needed height in the squad. He doesn't look any better or worse than Rocky. And we're moaning about signing a tall centre back in the summer. I don't get the Lager Belke one. He scores a crackery a goal. He scores a goal against Feyenoord in the Champions League. We're all crying out for a goal scorer from defence in the Champions League, someone with a bit of height, and he sticks one in the back of the net with his nut. So I don't know. Brendan Rodgers must see something that we don't. Brendan Rodgers must see something that we don't. And something today says, do you think we can afford to drop points this season now? No, unless they drop points. But no, we can't. We have to win every game. We have to go on one of those runs that Celtic historically go on at this time of year. Now, take all the noise away from what's going on outside the stadium and everything, and outside and on social media. Social media is a poisonous place, and I have 110% respect for players like Callum McGregor and Jamesy Forrest. And I'm going to tell you why their longevity has been so paramount, and what has been so paramount to the longevity at Celtic, and that is no social media. No social media whatsoever. I mean, Scott Brown used to give them the stick for not having any social media. But I tell you one thing: when you're that laser focused on your job, on the day job, social media just takes. You know, it's whatever happens outside. It's they've no concept of what's going on online, and I think that's what's been really good about Callum McGregor, and that for me is why he's going to be a Celtic legend for years and years to come. Anyway, can we drop? Can we afford to drop any more points? No, I don't think we can afford to drop any more points. But it's the run into the league. We generally go on a good run between now and the split. So let's see what happens and let's just back the team. And I don't want any more booing by fans. Now, I'm glad it's 3 away games. Personally, I am over the moon that it's 3 away games because you know my feelings with it. I've been there and I've done it, and I've many friends that still go to away games, and many buses. I know many people in many buses that still go to away games, and that for me is your true Celtic support. And I don't mean to offend people who go to Celtic Park, but the away fans are the ones that totally get the team up, and they have the team has a bigger appreciation for the away fans because of the backing that they give them. So, with that being said, I think the 3 away games is probably came at a good time. Get away from Celtic Park, get the wins under the belt. They're not going to be easy. They're not going to be easy wins, but I know that the fans will be right up for it. The people that go to away games, Aberdeen away, that reduced allocation, the fans will be right up for it, absolutely buzzing for it, because they know that they're going to get stopped on the way up past Forfar. They'll get the police stops as normal, just up past Forfar, that little lay-by bit. The one coming out of Dundee as well, and then the one just coming out of Perth. They'll get stopped. They'll get the buses. Will be stopped there and search for drink, and they'll have the drink all hidden. Be fantastic away games. Aberdeen, I'll take care of itself. Hibs will get a bigger allocation for Hibs. Always a fantastic away day at Hibs. That big allocation. It's a pain in the butt trying to get into the stadium, coming over that bridge, trying to get into the stadium, down through those streets, and then the police cordons that they've got in place. But that's what it is. We need to deal with that. And then there is the one and only St Mirren away. So, can we afford to drop points? No, we can't. But it is what it is. We've got to win. You've got to win every game to win the league anyway. When it comes to it, you have to win every game to win the league. So we move on. Do you think we'll sign any more players before midnight? It is midnight tomorrow that the transfer window closes in Scotland and England. Coatbridge, little tip. Lager's attitude has been amazing. I think it's been amazing, personally, but I don't know what's going on at Celtic. Don't know what is going on at Celtic. Ochterarda. Ochterarda. There you go. It is Ochterarda, isn't it? That the buses get stopped. Yes. Hardcore away fans, yes, they are. I enjoyed James's testimonial. I will go to his next one too. Says something today. Our crosses might actually get met by someone now that we have a 6'3" striker. Yes, we'll get onto the striker in a moment. Here, yeah, your Dabs Bobby. I think 4 clean sheets and 7 starts for him. And yeah, it was. I take it your dad's a Bobby. Where is that? I'm going to try and find that comment. Yeah, I mean, look at Lager Belke had a fantastic start to the season. There was he had quite a few clean sheets, and he was thrust into it at the start of the season. Selling him might be a mistake, just like Jens, who moved last year for 10 million. Well, there you go, Morris Gents, remember him. 3 wins and 9 points. It's not 3 wins, Scott, because one of them is the Scottish Cup. So it'll be 6 points and through to the next round of the Scottish Cup. CB1000 says, yes, please, no more booing. Players need inspiration, they need spirit. Booing is the exact opposite. I don't think that you're going to get booing at the way fans just won't do that. Can't see it unless we get beat or drop points. Scales at the back and either up front, up top. It's like an Irish sandwich. Oh, Jesus. Well, we need some news, some tatty, some cabbage, and some ham, and it's a Friday for everyone to think of. Right, anyway, an Irish sandwich. Jesus. Oh, I've heard it all now. Unbelievable, Baz, that the striker deal isn't a try and buy. I've got a funny feeling that Celtic will have some kind of. It won't be an obligation to buy, but it wouldn't surprise me if there is the option in there. It just won't be written in the contract. The board is appealing to 55 to 55 to 56 years I follow Celtic. This is the worst, says Donald Mackey. The board is appalling. Is it? Right, I've got to play devil's advocate. I know my own personal opinion and my own feelings with it, but when I'm in this position, you have to play devil's advocate. So you've got to see both sides, right? So who was it that said it? Donald Mackey. I've got to see both sides, and I've got to show it from both sides. I could sit here and moan about the board and moan about the lack of this and the lack of that, but are we really as bad as the White and Kellys? Are we as bad as that era? I don't think so. I don't think so. When you look at the spreadsheet and you look at what we've won over the last 15 years to 20 years, the club's been successful. And personally, it's not what I think of the board, but I have to play devil's advocate and I have to show a bit of a balance. I can't just sit here and slate everything that's going on. I'd love to, but that I don't think that would be really positive and really. Do you know, I've got to show both sides of it. And that's from a non-journalistic point of view. That's just me as a Celtic fan on this platform, being a YouTuber. Anyway, Slaven says Rodgers thinks he's another Dembele. Dembele. Jason Lee says we need one more ginger or bald guy. We always need a bald guy at Celtic. We always need a bald guy, right? Big up the baldies. We need someone that has that mentality and to go every day and get the shaving gel on the head and then get the big shave the bonnet. Fucking best feeling ever. Anyway, from the board's perspective, from the board's, where is that one? Perspective, tied down our best players on long-term contracts, which is good. Yes, and look out, we had obviously, I did say, watch out for all the good news stories coming out of Celtic over the next 24 to 48 hours, because they'll say that they got in players that they needed for positions that they thought was we needed backup. They've managed to get Cameron Carter-Vickers in a longer contract, blah, 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 blah. I've been through it before. Couldn't get a game in front of Pookie, and we got rid of him because he couldn't score. And look what happened to Pookie when he went to Norwich. He was, a bit of a goal scoring sensation. Right, let's talk about Adam. Right, let's talk about Adam. And people are slagging him off, saying, look, he's a third choice striker. He's probably the same people that are saying, bring in Van Hooijdonk! Bring in Van Hooijdonk! Who was a third choice striker who couldn't get a game for his team and who'd been put out on loan for the last couple of seasons because he'd fallen out with the manager and he wasn't picked this season because of his attitude. At least you're bringing in a guy that has. And I'm going to go to a comment actually. Where is it? Give me 2 seconds, because I think this is down south that had actually commented on video this morning. Where is it? I'm just checking it, looking for a comment. Yes. Jeff Poole said, Talk Norwich will definitely upload a video if and when the deal is confirmed. In my opinion, Adam is someone whose potential has yet to be realised at club level. His career at Norwich seems to have stalled, and a change of club could do him the world of good. However, he's going to spend most of his time on the bench. He may well have stayed at Norwich. He's a mature, level-headed, unlike his former teammate, Cantwell. I hope he does well at Celtic and he makes the most of the opportunities offered at such an illustrious club. That's from Adam Poole, who's obviously a Norwich fan who jumped on the video this morning after I did that video with the Talk Norwich guy talking yesterday. He was speaking yesterday about Adam and the fact that at that point he wasn't coming to Celtic, he was going somewhere else. But he says his career at Norwich seems to have stalled and a change of club could do him the world of good. However, if he's going to spend most of the time on the bench, he might well stay at Norwich. He's a mature, level-headed guy, unlike his former teammate, Todd Cantwell. So there you go. That's coming from a Norwich fan. So it's interesting just to get a different perspective on players that are coming into it. Oh boy, plenty of Irish in Dublin. So what's going to happen with Shankland? Celtic are not going to make an offer with him, and it's as simple as that. If he goes to Sevco, he goes to Sevco. I don't think he will. I think he'll be left staying at Hearts. It's like the Aberdeen player will be left at Aberdeen because nobody's came in for him, unless they get a crazy bid last moment, which it will not be from Celtic. That's from sure. If you look at the what's needed, and I'm going to say this: maybe Celtic are waiting to spend big in the summer. Where have we held all that before? We're being sold a pup from the board, and Brendan Rodgers, with all the spin, says Paul Baird. Has Adam scored a header from a corner? Something today? I have no idea. I have no idea. Uh, I have no idea. Has he? Is Scott Wilson? Has he? Has he given me a bit of praise with the scoop? I need to go and check that one out, Scott. Cheers for that. Anyway, give Delia Smith a call because she'll give us a fuck, Jesus. Oh, a recipe for disaster. A recipe for disaster. What they can and cannot do. Even folks, it's a poor window again, says Martin Kay, who walks into the room and everyone goes quiet. Anyway, mate of mine tried to text me. Lager is, oh Jesus, Bruce, big Bruce. Right. Anyway, let's get back to some Celtic news. Let's see what Celtic headlines are kicking about. Obviously, John Harson shares exciting transfer prediction ahead of transfer deadline day. Where's he shared that on? Is it on Twitter? Um, do, 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 do. Harson told Go Radio that he believes over the next 2 days, Celtic will bring in some quality. There's a lot of feeling that a lot can happen in the next, well, it's just over 24 hours now, just over 24 hours of the window remaining, with the Celtic apparently getting the green light to sign Adam Idah from Norwich City. The 22-year-old sounds more like a project player than anything else. He does that. But what I will say, if he comes in and if he scores in his first game, if he's first team ready, and if he comes on and he scores, I could bet you the Celtic fans will go into absolute meltdown. Has the Norwich player signed yet? Yes, Martin, he has signed. He was spotted training at Celtic at Lennoxtown today. Well, not training. He was spotted going through his physio with the recruitment staff and the medical team. And part of the, I mean, it looked one of the guys in WhatsApp said he looks a bit slow, but that's all part of what he was going through was actually the medical. So he was spotted with going through the medical this afternoon. Celtic will probably take their pictures this evening. They'll probably take him to Celtic Park this evening and they'll get their pictures done with them. And then they'll put it out tomorrow lunchtime, I reckon, or tomorrow morning. Could be tomorrow morning. He's obviously signed the deal by now. And yeah, I was told first of all he was down in London, but then we got the video that he was actually at Lennoxtown. Any chances of a left back? I have no idea. Desmond Dermott away playing golf with Rory. He doesn't give a damn, but Chilpel, come on. Right. He has no he has nothing to do with the day-to-day running of the business. You know that, and I know that. So, him giving a damn about us, he only steps up to the plate when he has to go out and speak to a manager, and that's all. That's all his job is, unfortunately. Why would we be going for the boss? Martin says, why hasn't the team recalled Adam Montgomery from Motherwell to cover the left back while Taylor is out? Because they want to give Montgomery as much chance. Bringing somebody like that back wouldn't be ideal because then he's going to sit on the bench most of the season. The whole point of him going to going to Motherwell, is to make sure that you can get some game time and get as much game time so Brendan Rodgers can sit at home and watch the games on the telly. And then see what's happening. Chilwell says we'll give the young lad a chance, of course, but it's just so underwhelming. It is underwhelming. I still think that Celtic will bring in a left back tomorrow. I think they will do that, even if it's tomorrow evening. The Vermin are signing left, right sided. Well, we're still farting about in our hoops. Onesies. I'm not sitting on a onesie. Martin Corrigan says, I think we'll spend big in the summer. Monty is injured. Yeah, he did get injured, didn't he? Thought you were a Dublin man. Montgomery is injured 3 months out. Well, there you go. Big Dom, Baz, if we win the league, we'll have over 100 million in the bank. And the Rangers will have overstretched themselves financially trying to win. Good, good. And then we're going to get another 60 million in the bank. And then when a big bid comes in for Matt O'Reilly, we'll get another 30 million for him. Anyway, let's move on from that. Right, John Harson has obviously said that he's expecting some movement when it comes to the left back position tomorrow evening. And we really need it because Greg Taylor is out. So let's talk about Adam. Let's talk about Adam. Adam and Eva. Baz, do you think that Peter Lawwell will sack his son Mark, who is clearly a donkey? No. Go on to Twitter and check out the picture that I put up. And it'll show you a family of people that have been employed by Celtic over the last 15 years. And they're all related, strangely enough. They're all related. Um, Anyway, Frame is injured also. We won't get a left back, no chances. Chill pill. Ian Baz, Brendan has never won at Easter Road. Yes, I know he's never won at Easter Road, and we spoke about that earlier in the video. Alistair Johnson, half the player he was last season. Owen Beck went back to Dundee, says Stephen. Yeah, we all know that. Celtic never put in a bid for Owen Beck. They would have had to buy him. He couldn't, as soon as he stepped on the pitch for Liverpool, he could not come on loan to Celtic. So maybe that was check this bad. 60 million for Europe transfers, another 60 million, 200 million in the bank next summer. Woofed. Wow. 200 million in the bank. Well, there we go. Celtic have no excuse to build that main stand up because it's going to cost 100 million. Anyway. See what happens, lads. Underwhelming as usual, says Shanty. Welcome to the channel in the comment section, Shanty. Right, let's kick around and see if there's any. Obviously, Aberdeen have sacked their manager ahead of the Celtic game this weekend. That is, they're probably hoping that they're going to get that bounce back that you get when a team sacks its manager. They usually go out and win the very next game. Celtic are going to have it all to do against Aberdeen. Aberdeen are going to come out to try and prove that the board was wrong to sack their manager. And I wonder who'll get the manager's job. Up in Aberdeen. Anyway. Shane Duffy, remember him? Shane Duffy's obviously trained with the one and only Adam Idah, and at their time playing for the national team, he's spoken intensely about the player that is coming to Celtic. Duffy said to the BBC, Adam just needs to believe in himself. He's got power, he's got strength, he's got pace. He just needs to believe. I can see every day while he's working really hard, the lads say there's a big difference in him this season. You saw him against the Netherlands, against Virgil van Dijk, one of the best defenders in the world. It is just about belief with Adam. Idah scored in Ireland's 2-1 2-1 defeat to the Dutch. He converted a penalty to put the Irish 1-0 up, so he can score penalties. Buy him. Just get him. He can score penalties. That's it. Get him. For me, he can score penalties. Get him in the door. He's 6'3". He's bound to be able to score with a header from corners, but he can score penalties. He scored against the Dutch. That's it. That's all we need. That's all we need to know. Anyway, let's get back to the comment section. CB1000 says, I think the January window activity has been underwhelming. Yeah, you're all saying that. Oh boy, was at that game. Right, oh boy, since you were at that game, tell us in the comment section, how did Adam play during that game? He did score the penalty. He did score that penalty, so I didn't watch it myself. I should have messaged a few guys. I know a few guys that were at that game. And I think he's actually in Spain just now, one of them. I should have messaged him. Who scored Bernabeu? Rogers maybe will get the best of Adam Idah says chill, but I think he will. Brendan Rodgers knows how to bring the best out of players, right? He does that. We can't deny him that as a manager. We've got to give the manager the benefit of the doubt. And getting a player in, and if we can get him for the right money, if we can get him in on loan and give him that bit of belief, and let's face it, the championship is probably a little bit of level just above what the SPFL is. So if he can come in and if he can do it for Celtic, fair play to him. Fair play to him. That's what we say. Anyway, Adam played okay, says Paul Baird during that game. So I mean, if he's respected by, I can't even say that because let's face it, Mikey Johnson gets a game for Ireland. So yeah, Chilpel Mavovsky to score a good call. Not a chance. He probably will. He probably will score against us. He probably will score against us. Kieran, yes, another one. He'll. I don't know what Kieran's going on about. Right, let me just say Celtic transfer state of players champions gear up with deadline day frenzy and Major Hatate fear, says the Daily Record. Aberdeen sacked their manager, Locke Hatton. Yeah, there's not much more than that about. Obviously, we're all sitting waiting about for Celtic to put out the announcement that they have signed a striker, whether we like it or not. Social media. Let me just check if Celtic have come out with anything on the socials. Just 2 seconds. See if Celtic they've not put anything. 36 minutes ago. Alistair Johnston, team of the week. Hey, go on yourselves. And then the last time they put something out, this is when you know there's something going on at Celtic Park because the social media team go into a deadly silent zone, which means that they're even busier taking pictures than Biddy. They're busy taking pictures of the new signing. There's been very little activity in the last 9 hours. They put up a post. The team of the week, Alistair Johnson put that up yesterday, I'm sure, but Celtic have decided to put that up 36 minutes ago. Alistair Johnson in the FC24 team of the week. And the last post after that was good luck to Maeda and Hatate in Japan. Did Maeda even get off the bench today? I didn't watch the second half completely. But yeah, that's what they've just put out on that. Let me see if they have put anything on Twitter because they do put out slightly different content on, Twitter. Celtic FC. Jesus. Uh, no, they haven't put anything out since 9 hours ago on Twitter, also, which means the social media team are busy taking pictures. So it is confirmation that the player has signed and he'll be getting his pictures taken in Celtic Park at the very moment, and they'll probably be put out tomorrow morning. You know what Celtic are like, they might put it out first thing tomorrow morning. Lagerbielke is going to be a Celtic star, says Kieran. Maida didn't play today, no. As I say, Kieran, I didn't watch the second half. I got to the first half. I seen Reo Hatate going off, and that was enough for me. Maybe Lagerbielke wasn't allowed because of the Cameron Carter Vickers is out again. Yes, that's been confirmed, Kieran. That has been confirmed that CZV is losing millions in transfer cash every injury. Paul Baird says wait for the spin coming out of Celtic Park Friday, which will be nonsense. Paul, I've been telling you this for days now. I told you exactly how Celtic will spin it. Celtic will put it out that it's been a challenging transfer window with inquiries about our players. We managed to retain one of our most important players. We turned down an option to loan with an option to buy for 20 million for one of our most important players. We managed to reduce the size of the squad by players exiting on loan or on permanent transfers. And we brought in Nicholas Kuhn, and we brought in a striker, and we brought in a left back on loan to be arranged. So there you go. That's how they'll spin the transfer window over the next couple of days. Ewan Sean says Brendan Rodgers could end up walking if he gets another window like that. Is woeful. I don't think so. I don't think so. Paul, yeah, it is always the same. It is always the same. I don't think Brendan will. I've told you, it doesn't matter what people think. Brendan Rodgers will not walk away from Celtic this time. I think he's stubborn enough to see out this contract. He's stubborn enough to fight it out with Peter Lawwell, no matter what their differences are um, in the background. And there seems to be a lot of differences still. They're not best of mates. They'll never be best of mates. Brendan Rodgers has never forgiven them for the way that he was. It was put out the way that he left Celtic. It was suggested that it was all about money. The fact that Celtic wanted the 10 million. Anyway, we're going over that. I think Brendan Rodgers will not walk out in Celtic this time. I think he will be here for the 3 seasons. We're only halfway through that first season. I think he wants to get to the summer transfer window. He wants to get. This is a troublesome transfer window for Brendan. He wants to make do and try and get to that next window. He wants to build something special here. He sees next summer as the transfer window where he will be able to get in the type of player that he wants to fit the Celtic mould to try and get something similar to what he had before. Now, we had big strikers before. We had a 6'3" striker before. We've not had that for a long time. The fact that he's bringing this 6'3" striker in on loan, could it be another Dumbelly type of moment? Tell me what you think. You don't know. You don't know. But he will not walk. Brendan Rodgers. My take on it is Brendan Rodgers will not walk before the end of the 3-year contract. Not a chance. Ewan Boy Martin says, I know with him, I'm in the minority here, but I don't rate Scales as highly. He has played well for us, for me, but he should not be the first pick. Oh, controversial Ewan Boy Martin. He's come back this evening and he said that Liam Scales isn't good enough and shouldn't be a first pick. So who should we bring in? Who should we bring on? Free John's on here tonight. Oh boy, Kieran. Okay, guys, we're saying we're all negative tonight, and let's all unite and get a hand 60 million league gas to that mob. Oh, geez, they're all on it tonight, eh? Support your team. Start wins, wins. Oh, it's all kicking off in the comments section. Right, let's close down some of these windows. Celtic haven't put anything else out. Media, I suppose that they will do tomorrow morning. Here's an interesting one. Personal criticism of the guy Adam is way over the top. He may not be the signing that people thought they were going to get, but there's a guy who's a professional player and should be given every chance when he signs for Celtic. He can't be held responsible for the failings of the Celtic recruitment strategy. That's an interesting comment that have just been sent. Personal criticism of Adam Idah is way over the top. He may not be the signing that people thought that we were going to get, but the guy is a professional player. He should be given every chance when he signs for Celtic. He can't be held responsible for the failings of Celtic Football Club's recruitment strategy. That's a cracker, an absolute cracker of a comment, and big nod. Yeah, that's a cracker of a comment this evening. So, with that being said, we have been on the go for a while now. How long have we been on? How long have we been on? We've been on for 37 minutes. I'm going to call it quits tonight because we're going to be doing quite a few lives tomorrow. Tomorrow is the end of transfer deadline day. It is the day that we've all been waiting for when the window slams shut. It doesn't slide. It doesn't like come down gently. It slams. It slams shut. Anyway, on that note, have a fantastic evening. Stuart Ramsey says, I won't slag the new boy. Stuart, you are getting the last comment on the channel this evening. Have faith in Rogers, not the board. Throw him under the bus, says, oh boy. And John says, good night, Baz, and God bless. Some fans are happy clappers. That's what Lawwell wants. No, what I want. Anyway, with that being said, have a great evening, Celtic fans all around the